now it's my great pleasure to turn it over to our next speaker. On November 2nd, 2021 was a historic day when Joshua Garcia became the city's first Latino mayor. Mayor Garcia is no stranger to politics, as he was previously the town administrator of Blandford, Massachusetts. Prior to that, he worked at the Pioneer Valley Planning Commission. Mayor Garcia was also part of the management team that brought the ValleyBike Share program to the Connecticut River Valley, and according to Shannon Bliven, he was one of the very first supporters of the successful program. As a member of the Holyoke Bike and Ped Committee, which I serve on, I really look forward to working with Mayor Garcia to make Holyoke even more bike friendly. And I want to give a shout out to Cynthia Espinoza, who's with the planning department, who's joined us as well, and a number of other Holyokers. And now I'm going to turn it over to my Bike Ped Committee colleague, Shannon Bliven, to share a few words about Mayor Garcia. Shannon?
Hey, Shannon.
Hello. Sorry, didn't do the mute. Yeah, I'm thrilled to be introducing my mayor, Joshua Garcia. I'm so excited. And we also have my former mayor here, Alex Morris. So it's a pretty exciting day for me, and I can't wait to hear what Josh has to say.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for having me. Certainly, well, just know that when Pioneer Valley Bike Share came to Holyoke and surrounding communities, it was during my time at the Pioneer Valley Planning Commission. And certainly a lot of credit goes to former Mayor Morris, who's who's here with us tonight, who can probably speak more about Holyoke's initiatives, as well as Cynthia, who's here tonight. Many of our initiatives that are going on currently to become a much more bicycle-friendly community. But I'll share a little bit my experience at PVPC, because I think everything Ricardo said, very important, equity and inclusion, and making alternative access to biking or to transportation. I guess what I wanted to share was that during my time at Pioneer Valley Planning Commission, I managed the program's district local technical assistance program. And it's funding sources like state funding sources like DLTA, efficiency and regionalization funds, and other funds like the federal transportation CMAQ funding that really made this project a reality. At the very beginning, when my team first started talking about bringing bike share to the Pioneer Valley, the reaction we got was, it's never going to happen. It just wasn't really, it wasn't widely accepted. People didn't understand how it would work or how it would be funded. But it was like anything else. It's communities and people coming together, having conversations, putting resources into planning, where all of this came to reality. It took 3 to 4 years. 3 different feasibility studies, monthly meetings. It started off with only 4 communities here in the region, and a 5th signed on at the last minute. And now I think we have how many, Shannon, participating in the Pioneer Valley Bike Share program?
8.
8 communities now and
8.
growing.
Yeah.
And how many more bike share stations have we put up in Holyoke alone within the last year or so, comparatively to when it first started?
We have 2 new stations this year, and you got me stumped there. We have a lot of stations in Holyoke. I have the list somewhere, but Cynthia probably knows it better than I do.
12 stations total, 3 new this year.
So that's just a testament as to the naysayers, that anything's possible. So when we first started, so in those 3 years, we've invested roughly $80,000 in those 3 different feasibility studies of just exploring, visiting other successful bike share models in the Commonwealth, having those interviews with those folks that were involved with those. And one of the issues that we couldn't get around at the beginning was understanding how to make bike share work here because of the hills and the mountains, and folks possibly wanting to ride their bikes down the hill but not ride them back up, until engaging in an RFP process that eventually secured the electric model, which solved that issue. So I'm a big proponent of you get what you plan for. We heard a lot about the Worcester bike share and the challenges that they were going through. And we certainly, investigated those. But you get what you plan for. Folks really, it was a model that was well thought out, wasn't rushed at all, that ultimately resulted in what we have today and succeeding going forward. Again, communities that are looking to explore ideas like this, there are resources that provide local governments the flexibility to do the exploring phase of these projects. And there are other additional resources that also help with implementation. You get what you plan for, and when communities come together and collaborate to solve problems, can ultimately result in successful projects like the Pioneer Valley Bike Share program. Now that I'm in this role as mayor, I'm doing, it's only been a few short weeks, and I'm meeting with all departments and trying to get to recognize and understand the culture and the priorities going on. And certainly much looking forward to connecting with our planning department and catching up with Ms. Sykes and trying to understand what their goals are for biking in Holyoke, and to do what I can to continue to promote and make available, making Holyoke a bicycle-friendly community.